So if you're anything like me, maybe you found yourself in the flow, painting, enjoying yourself, and having so much fun. And then you snap out of it. You look at your painting and something's off, but you have no idea what it is, right? So you just keep going. You keep painting and hoping that it'll fix itself. But it doesn't. And sometimes it even gets worse. Then your head starts playing games with you, right? And it says something like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. All right, so this happens because of something that I like to call the clarity gap. The thing is, until you close this gap, you're going to keep making the same mistake over and over again and never quite trusting your own eye. But when you learn to see what's happening on your canvas instead of just feeling it, everything starts to change. You'll know what's working and what's not, and exactly what you need to do about it. All right, so let's talk about this clarity gap thing. So you step back from your painting and you know something's off, but you can't see what. You can't identify your specific problem on that canvas. That's the gap between knowing something isn't working and being able to see exactly what needs to change. And most intermediate artists think that they just need more skill or more techniques, but that is not it at all. The real issue is that you haven't learned to see your work objectively. You're looking at your painting through your feelings and emotions, which is beautiful, when you're creating. But when it's time to evaluate, you need to see it through the visual language of art. So the elements and the principles and all the relationships. And here's why this matters. You can't fix what you can't see. So until you close this gap, you're going to stay stuck in that frustrating cycle of, I know it isn't working, but I don't know why. All right, so let me share with you what I do when I hit the clarity gap. First of all, I like to put down my paintbrush because the thing is, you want to create some distance between yourself and the painting, because when you've been in the flow and you discover that things aren't working, it kind of stresses us, right? We want to fix everything right here, right now. The important thing is to create some distance between what's happening in here and what's happening here. So if you don't, you're only going to start telling yourself that you're not good enough, the painting sucks, everything is wrong, right? So that is why distance is so important. Now, instead of me saying that this painting is really bad and that it's not working, which is often what we want to do when we come out of that zone we've been in, instead, I try to just look at the painting and see what I have going on. So I can notice that I have a dark area here, I have some warm colors here, and everything is like really quiet up here. And then I start asking myself questions. I start asking myself questions that will help me move my painting forward. So that is what the clarity checklist is for, by the way. So you should absolutely download that if you haven't. There are a lot of questions there. I think there's 6 questions there that you can start asking yourself. And it's a really great beginning because it's going to train you to stop thinking about all of the things that have gone wrong on your painting. All right, so anyhow, for this painting, I was like really focusing on this dark area down here because I feel like there's too little of it. There's not enough of that dark. So I would actually go in and I would make some more dark. So I would just mix some paint real quick. And I would add some more of that color just to make it feel a bit wider. All right? So that is how I start to edit my painting. So you see, describing is actually the first step for you to start seeing clearly. So what I'm going to do now is start asking myself questions. So I look at my painting and I'm thinking about variety, because variety is a really important thing to have in your paintings. So I think I have a good amount of variety. I can look at the space. I have a lot of space going on here, which is good because now the eye has somewhere to rest. And I have this dark area down here that's pulling my eye in. So this is where my eye is going. So in order to fix that, I might actually add some more of this dark color in other places in the painting. So we can try that and see what happens. So if I pull in more of, and you know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same dark color. It could be a bit lighter, or you're just looking for something that might balance it out, right? So I could put some of that here maybe. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm just doing it and trusting my own eye to see if it helps the painting in any way. And yeah, I think that sort of helped. Maybe I could put even more of it in. And maybe I could make it a bit darker to see if that improves it. And I think it's balancing it out a bit, so it is working. And that is how I keep myself calm while I'm painting without judging. Another thing I like to do is to take a picture of my painting just to see how the darks and lights are working. So I can take a photo about there, and then I'm going to turn it into a black and white, and I'll show you in a minute. All right, so I open my photo on my iPhone, and then I tap on the 3 lines at the bottom of the page. Then I choose the filters, and I swipe all the way to the left until I can find the very last black and white filter. Then I tap the crop option at the bottom of the screen and adjust these to fit my painting. This way I can see the whole image without all the distractions around it. The black and white image helps you clearly see the difference between your lights and darks, and it's also a great tool for checking the overall balance in your painting as well. So when I look at this photo, I can see that this image is way too light. It has too many light colors and not that many of the medium dark or dark colors. So that is something that I have to address when I move forward with this painting. Okay, so my plan is to just focus on the lights and the darks and try to create more line. And then I'll take a new photo. So I'm just going to put on some music for now, and I'll be back towards the end. So this is where I decide to stop and take a new photo. So let's look at the difference. Before, most of the painting had light values, and now that I've darkened some of them, there's more movement and energy. And my eye actually travels throughout the space instead of getting stuck. That is the clarity gap closing. I could see what was missing, so I knew exactly what I had to do. All right, so download the clarity checklist. The link is in the description and probably in the comment section as well. And let me know how it goes if you do try, because this is really impactful. All right, looking forward to seeing you next week, guys. Bye.